Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, it's gonna be episode 6 of our long skirt series. And for today's video, as you read on the title, we will be making a gypsy skirt or a tiered skirt. So I've been wanting to have a skirt like this since forever, since the day it became a trend, like back in 2018, I think, or 2017. It was a trend here in the Philippines. It was a really big trend here in the Philippines, these gypsy skirts. And while I didn't buy one because, you know, priorities. So yeah, I'm really happy that I learned how to sew and now I can make one for myself. So this skirt is really easy to make. Actually, I was surprised how easy it is. And the only problem with this is just, you know, you need a lot of fabric, like a lots of fabric. By the way, the tutorial is all handmade. I didn't get to use my sewing machine even when I was sewing on the zipper because I don't know what's happening with my sewing machine, but it just doesn't work. So for this tutorial, all of it is all hand sewn by me. So my fingertips right now are really sore from all of the sewing that I've been doing with the skirt, and yeah, I need a new sewing machine. So if you guys have any suggestions or recommendations on what kind of sewing machine I should get, I'd be very happy to check that out. I'm also planning to look for sewing machines here in the Philippines. My mom said there's a lot of sewing machine shops here near our house, so we're gonna go and check that out sometime during the summer. So yeah, before we get started with the tutorial, make sure that you guys are subscribed to my channel and also hit the notification bell down below so that you wouldn't miss any of my new videos. And let's get started with the tutorial. So to make this skirt, you will need these measurements. We will call this tier A. This is the first layer of our tiered skirt. So you will need your waist measurement and your hip measurement divided by 2 because we will be cutting out 2 pieces of fabric for the front and the back of our skirt. You also need to measure the distance between your waist to your hips. So mine is 8.5 inches. So this is 8.5 inches tall. To get the measurement for tier B and C, you'd want to measure your waist to your feet, like so. And then you're going to minus tier A. So this is tier A. You minus this, and then the rest you divide it into 2 to get tier B and tier C. So this is tier B. This is the second layer of our tiered skirt. This is 17 inches wide, and as you can see, it is very long. So to get the measurement for that, you need to multiply your hip measurement by 2.5. So mine is 91 point something, and I just rounded off into 92. So this is 92 inches long. So this is tier C. This is the third layer of our tiered skirt, and as you can see, we have 2 pieces of fabric. This is the exact same measurement as our tier B. These are both 17 inches wide and 92 inches long. But since my fabric isn't that long, I'm going to sew these 2 pieces together to make a really long piece of fabric. So your tier C should be 17 inches wide, and then you multiply your hip measurement by 5. So it's gonna give you a really long piece of fabric. So the first thing we're gonna do is tier A. You're going to put 2 pieces of it together like so. Make sure that it is facing right sides together. And then we're going to sew on one side. So we're just going to sew a straight stitch. And then we're going to leave the other side alone because we're going to sew a zipper on the side. So this is what it looks like after we have sewed it on together. So we're going to leave this alone and move on to tier B. So this is our tier B. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to make a gathering. So to make that, you'd want to sew a straight stitch as close to the edge as possible on top over here, and then you're going to secure one end, and then once you're done sewing on the straight stitch on the other end, you're going to pull the string. So this is what our gathering looks like after we have sewed on the straight stitch and pull on this thread. So this is our straight stitch. By the way, I only hand sewn this so that it's easier. I didn't use my sewing machine to make the gathering. So now what we're gonna do is we're going to attach this to our tier A. So to attach this, you'd want your fabric to be facing right sides together. So once you've done that, it should look something like this. So this is our tier A. It is facing right sides together with our tier B. So what we're gonna do here is we're going to sew an overlock stitch to secure it in place and also to prevent it from fraying. So this is what it looks like after we have sewed on tier A and tier B together. Now what we're gonna do next is tier C. This is tier C. So we're just going to repeat the same steps that we did with tier B. So this is our tier C, and as you can see, I already did the gathering and clipped it onto our tier B. It is facing right sides together. And now what we're gonna do is we're going to do the exact same thing that we did with tier B earlier. So we're just going to sew an overlock stitch to sew these two pieces together. So this is what it looks like after we have sewed on tier C. So again, this is tier A, tier B, and this is tier C. So what we're gonna do next is we're going to sew the zipper onto our tier A, and then we're going to close up the side over here. So as you can see, it's still open, it's not yet sewed together. So before you attach the zipper, make sure that you ironed it flat first so that the zipper teeth wouldn't curl up. To attach the zipper, make sure that it is facing right sides together. So this is the right side of our fabric, and over here is the right side of our zipper. So the edge should be aligned like so. And as you can see, this is the back side of our zipper. Now we're just going to sew on a straight stitch as close to the zipper teeth as possible. So this is what it looks like after we have sewed on the zipper. Now what we're gonna do next is we're going to close the side up. So we're just going to flip this inside out and then pin it in place. So this is what it looks like after we have clipped it in place. And as you can see, this is our zipper. It ended right over here where our ruffles meet tier A and tier B. So that's where our zipper ends. So what we're gonna do here is we're going to sew an overlock stitch to prevent it from fraying and also to sew the two pieces together. So this is what it looks like after we have sewed on our skirt. Now what we're gonna do next is to hem the bottom and the top part of our skirt, and then we're done. So this is our skirt, and as you can see, we have our waistband over here and the zipper on the side over here. And yeah, that's it for our tutorial, guys. Also, tell me what you think about our new background. It's our rooftop, so it's my first time filming there upstairs. So yeah, tell me what you think, comment it down below. And for those of you who are curious on what kind of fabric this is, I honestly don't know what kind of fabric this is, guys. So don't ask me in the comment section. I don't know. I don't know what it's called, but once you get it wet or once you sweat on it, it's gonna be seen on the fabric. Like there's gonna be a really big stain of sweat on the fabric or wet, you know. So that's the downside for this fabric. So I suggest if you're going to make this skirt, get a fabric that's breathable but has a bit of stiffness to it, so that the ruffles or the gathering would be, you know, more poofier, you know. Because if you use a lightweight, you know, soft fabric, it's not gonna give you that same effect with the poofiness of the skirt. So I suggest that you use a bit of a stiff, not so stiff, you know, like a medium stiff kind of fabric, so that the poofiness would be just perfect. So yeah, that's it for today's video, guys, and I hope you enjoyed watching this. I hope you learned a lot. And if you do, please hit like. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also the notification bell down below so that you wouldn't miss any of my new videos. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!